Hi, this is David Rowe from Rowe Chiropractic offices here, and I'm here with Rose, our very brave patient who's willing to share her experience through her chiropractic care and what kind of emotional changes that she experienced from care. So for starters, Rose, when you first came into the office, you remember how you came in?
No.
You don't remember? Okay. So we do certain outreach programs where we do workshops, and you had seen probably a Facebook advertising or a Instagram seeing that we were doing a workshop here.
Yep.
I think the one you came to was the gut-brain connection. Mm-hmm. So it was something that obviously interested you. You came into the workshop, and you see the workshop, and at the end of the workshop, in very typical Rowe Chiropractic fashion, we encourage people to get a discovery exam, which is an examination that we do to check their spine and the nerve system. Does that ring bells?
Yep.
Okay, fantastic, good. Okay, and do you remember when we went through your x-rays and I showed you your x-rays, the findings that we came up with, were you surprised?
No.
Not surprised?
No.
Because you already had a sense that you had some problems.
Oh yeah.
Good. Okay. And so then after we look at we do the examination, we find where in your spine there's subluxations, and you didn't come to me saying, "Hey, Ro, I've got subluxations. Can you fix them?" You're like, "I've got certain stresses in my body, certain stresses in my life," and I say, "Hey, look at this pressure on your nerve system. If we could correct that, maybe we could help you with the totality of your health in general." So you begin a program with me, a chiropractic program, but when I gave you the recommendation, what did you think?
Of what?
About the recommendation. Do you remember, like, when I say, hey Rose, I'm going to see you daily for a week and 3 times a week for 12 weeks, and you're going to do therapeutic exercises and maneuvers. Do you remember what that experience was like?
It was very hard for me to commit to anything, let alone something every single day, to come to Manhattan from Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. But I understood that it was important, and so I made the commitment, or I tried to hold it as much as possible.
Super.
And then I would miss some appointments, and I would try my hardest to come back and do it every 2 days, like the 48 hours in between, and just be more consistent with it.
Did you remember why I thought it was so important to, why does, if you will, 3 times a week mean 3 times a week? What are we trying to do in working together?
I think you said something about it holds the correction if you can do it 48 hours later instead of spreading it out more.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And so it's interesting when sometimes a patient's goals for health improvement might exactly match the doctor. Like if it's a simple thing like I've got low back pain, and then the doctor and the patient might have the same goal. But when we're talking about issues of general health, sometimes the doctor's goal, like the chiropractor who's trying to fix somebody's spine, might be a little different than what the patient's trying to get out of it. Do you remember what really motivated you to come to see us?
Oh, a lot of things. I'm dealing with a lot of health issues, and so the gut-brain connection, something I was diving into before the workshop, and I thought it was very serendipitous and perfect that it came up for me, and I wanted to address the brain fog and the leaky gut, things like that, leaky brain. And you touched on all of those things, and I felt like I wanted to cry because I was finally given some validation to what I was going through and not dismissed like all the doctors, and yeah, just I finally had something to go off of.
When we first started together, I had this strong feeling about just a lot of emotional overload. Would you be brave enough to speak to that a little bit?
Oh yeah. Well, my whole entire life from before birth was very hard, and I'm sure that I have subluxation upon subluxation amongst other things that I'm dealing with that are affecting my nervous system, fibromyalgia, chronic widespread pain, gut issues, brain fog, and cognitive impairments, just so much.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Lack of support, just a lot.
When we started adjusting you at the beginning, and I'm going to just kind of say from my experience, I remember everything was sore, everything was painful. It took a lot for you to just kind of, if you will, emotionally stay in the boat with me and go through the rapids, but you did it.
Yeah.
You did it, and as we adjusted you, little by little, some of the pressure started to come down. What did you experience? Like, I saw a decrease in the inflammation, and I know what, we talked about this obviously through, but would you share, like, what was your experience in terms of the journey of getting adjusted?
I know I wanted to quit a lot.
I love the honesty. I wanted to quit a lot.
Yeah, but everybody in the office was very supportive.
Great.
And
That's awesome, right?
yeah, I really needed that because I don't really have much support in my life to begin with. So the supportive environment was really important for me to stay in it.
Well, we have tried to create that, and I'm really good that was.
Yeah,
that
even
was supportive
talking
for you.
about it right now is emotional for me because the lack of support I have on a daily basis. But any support, like this office is great with that.
Super.
Yeah.
Super. So we're adjusting you. You're doing therapeutic exercises. You're doing the traction. What was the traction like initially?
It was very hard, and I thought my neck was going to snap off. Kidding, but it was hard. I was like, why am I feeling this intense pressure on my neck? Like, this isn't normal. But then I stuck with it, even though it was hard, even though I wanted to quit midway, and it got easier. And then I went up more levels, and I was
When we say more levels, like, we were able to actually put substantially more weight on it. At the beginning, you could just take a whisper because there was so much inflammation, and the reversal was so intense. But as your body started to heal, you were able to challenge it more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
fantastic.
was asking for more weight, and I was like, we can go more, we can go deeper, we can go heavier. Deeper meaning like pulling the neck back more and going more of a curve.
Yes. So we're talking about the process of how do you build a cervical curve back? How do you build the arch? That arc is so important. Literally, neurologists call it the arc of life, because literally every signal that goes from our brain to our body's got to get through there. So if you've got a reverse neck curve, which is what we started off, it won't allow that normal signal, so we're trying to pull that curve back in. And when people have that much inflammation in their body, it's hard. Some people start off and they say, doc, this is no problem, we can do this. But some people find it really challenging, and I know that you did find it challenging.
Yep.
But like you said, you stuck with it, and as time went on, it got better. What were some of the other changes that you noticed besides just the treatment itself got better? Like, what were some of the changes that happened in your life?
I was able to be more mindful about what I was doing and not doing in my body. So I am constantly course correcting. I'm like, oh, I'm stressed and I'm slouching and my shoulders are going forward, and Ro said, shoulders back, like everything that you're saying, I just do it myself, and then I stick my neck forward and back and down, and there's just all the things, like stick my pelvis back, pull my stomach in, all of the things. It's just, and then like to stack my ears above my shoulders, above my hips. And not only that, but now I'm able to help other people do the same and help them and remind them, like, do it like this and like this and like this. And because
You're not starting to practice in Brooklyn, are you?
no, I wish they would all come here, but for the ones that don't have the time or whatever, not ready yet, I just give them small reminders, like, all right, you're slouching, all right, let me help you with this, let me like help you correct a little bit. And it makes a difference in their lives too, even though they haven't gone through the whole program. It's just one little thing at a time.
Cool. It's interesting, we always say, when the oxygen mask drops in the plane, who do you put it on first?
Well, yourself.
Right, and why?
Oh, like you can't help anybody else until you help yourself.
That's right, exactly. And so as you went through care, now listen, I know because of our conversations how hard you've worked on the emotional aspect of your life, and I don't want to overstate or understate, but share with us about, like, what do you think that the contribution as one of the modalities that the chiropractic meant to you in terms of your emotional health and your feeling of well-being and ease of just in your body?
Well, I feel like there's a lot of release, and you helped a lot with my lower back pain too, because you mentioned that when you're forward a lot, it pushed more pressure and strain on your lower back to hold that. And so when I stack, like you taught me, with the ear above the shoulder, above the hip, that back pain subsides so much. And that's like one of my biggest problems, my back pain.
Yeah. And then I remember adjusting you at the beginning, like how tender you are. I just touched you, you would just wince from it. And then as that started to heal. I'm gonna stick with this one thing. Just give me a little bit more about, like, just in terms of being comfortable in your body, feeling just, more at ease if we could, or more emotionally balanced. Like, to speak to that just a little bit.
Well, I guess once we helped clear up those channels with the neck and everything, the subluxations, the information can pass easier, and there's relief from the emotional stress and the confidence for sure. Like, I hated that I was like slouching. I hated that I wasn't doing and feeling what I wanted to, and to take back that control of my life, that I can do differently on my own terms with your guidance, that made a big difference.
It's amazing.
That I can walk into a room and I can be the one standing and sitting the straightest, and it's not a competition, but for me it feels good. It feels good because I'm doing something for my health, not for anybody else.
I love it. Fantastic.
Yeah.
You said a word, confidence, in there. I mean, this is, when I think about patients, and this is something that comes up repetitively with patients. So, like, I'm losing confidence in my body's ability to heal. And when they start to get adjusted, many people have told me this, that, like, I'm just starting to trust my body again. Like, my body's starting to work the way that it did when I was younger, or maybe the way that I've always wanted it to, but it never really worked. That's amazing.
I could definitely speak to that, because I felt the same way and still struggle with that I'm losing the ability in my body, the ability for it to heal, the ability to be pain-free, just to be normal again, to be pain-free. But I'm on a good path now. I'm on a good track now.
Cool. I really appreciate this. These types of topics, I think, are oftentimes, listen, somebody can talk about low back pain and neck pain, but to talk about, like, the stuff that really matters in our life, and it's not that doesn't matter, but this matters a lot. I really appreciate your bravery and your courage. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Yep.